Alas, it's time. Lucky 7. Part 7 of Silent Hill 2 with a Therapist. Brought to you by Konami. Thank you again, Konami, for sending me the code. It's so wonderful to have you here. I hope you've been enjoying yourself as much as I have been. It's been a real wild ride, and I am looking forward to seeing where we go tonight. Before we start, though, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Tell people about this playthrough if you think people could benefit from it. I have been very... it's been very nice to read so many kind comments. I really appreciate the nice things that y'all have had to say about this playthrough. It's been a doozy to analyze. So, hearing you write nice things about the playthrough means a lot. So thank you for that. If you write nasty stuff too, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. And I read it all the same. I read every single comment that ever comes through, unless it's a spoiler. So keep it spoiler free. I'll read your comment. Don't respond to all of them, though. All right, without further ado, let's get these bracelets, eh? And let's free that key from the clutches of the mannequin. I'm kind of surprised they can't just like pick that up and smash it on the desk. Also, we should probably go check back on Maria in a little bit and see how she's doing, because certificate of accreditation. I've got those on my wall. Let's read this. Let's listen to this again for good measure.
They are beyond hope. That's what they keep telling me. The 3 patients. My 3 hopeless cases. But I do not believe it to be a matter of hope. It is a matter of diligence, discipline, trial and error, of being as bold as one can be, to go as far as one needs to. I will find what it is truly is, and I will cure them.
Okay. I think I probably attempted to go into C1, but might as well try it again. It's been a little while since the last episode, so I want to make sure that I... Oh yeah, here we go. A boat on the water. Ooh. Patient interview transcript. Annotation. The following interview was conducted with blacked out in response to incident number 071. I remember lying in water, empty, and then I felt him stare. He was close, very close. I had to get out, had to get away, but he followed. He kept staring, so I made him stop. Now I'm empty again. Can we go back to the pool? I think there was a pool. I remember reading about a pool in the map or the brochure or something like that. Tidy room. This window. Okay. Yeah, 71 incidents. I mean, I guess that makes sense. This hospital's been around for a long time. Oh, God, these metal dressers. Ugh. What are those? I actually don't know what those are. That room looks to be blockaded. M4. Doesn't open. Or whatever this room is. Doesn't open. M3, barred shut. Dude, this is like the most unsettling shit ever. This isn't even like one of those spooky cliche psychiatric hospitals where it's like, you know, oh, like all the people are dangerous. And, oh. This is palliative care. And we got that shit on the door? God damn. M1. Oh my god, dude. There's like chains on the bed and shit. Ooh, yay. Lewis. Look at how just, ugh. Eh. This is where your loved ones sent you. Are you enjoying your stay? Patient's room. Need a key. Attention employees. Men's locker room. What we got? No. Oh. Women's locker room. Who's creeping in here? Get a job at Brookhaven and you will never have to work a day in your life. I'm sure that's true. Patient's well-being is in your hands. Hey, look at that. A shotgun. The Oath of Hippocrates. Yeah, give me that. I'm gonna give people some Hippocratic oath via buckshot. That's what I'm gonna do, baby. We'll check out that teddy bear in a second, but National Nurses Week. Lakeside Amusement Park. Jack. Wow. Apparently this hospital takes gun safety very not seriously. Those things semi-auto? You kidding me? Oh, baby. Oh. Oh, James. Oh, that just made my spine shiver. Oh. I mean, first of all, you probably shouldn't be grabbing bloody teddy bears, but whoa. Oh. A bent needle. Yeah, just go ahead and put that in your pocket. Oh. God. That's like oh man, that's crazy. Like I literally have shivers. My hairs are standing up. That is like the utter anxiety my brain would go through if like I accidentally jabbed myself in my pointer finger with an old nasty syringe. Oh my god. This would be worse if he hadn't been stabbing himself in the shoulder with random syringes. It's true. Oh. We test out our shiny new shotgun. Howdy, lady. Wow. These things are no joke. That door has a key in it.
Ugh.
Oh, we're back out here. This nurse is back? This place sucks. Radio's going bananas. L1. This looks so. This looks eerily similar to. Remember that apartment back in, like, I don't know, maybe like episode 2 or 3? And we walked into a room, and then there was all of a sudden a dead guy sitting in a chair looking at a TV. Like, obviously, I don't remember exactly what the furniture looked like, but there's, like, something eerily similar about this setup to me. And I don't want to, like, say that it absolutely is, but, I mean, recurring themes or recurring imagery is... It can certainly be part of, like, the way in which a person processes stuff and the the way that they ruminate on it. But I don't know. There's just something about that feels really familiar. All right, L1. I'm on floor C, I think, so I don't think it's gonna work here. Oh, it is gonna work here. Okay. Man, all the sheets over everything. I so deeply appreciate the attention to detail on the different surfaces on the walls and stuff too. Just in terms of how they like refract light and everything. It's just, man, these tiles are so just so good, man. So good. Ugh. Like you just feel like you could touch this stuff. Like when you make art, oftentimes it's very important to take into account texture as part of your, even though something's visual, the texture piece of it can make it seem so much more like relatable and tangible. And the use of texture in this game is so good to creating the environment that they're trying to cultivate. And I obviously have an appreciation for it because they keep pointing stuff like that out, but it's fantastic. Oh, good. We just locked the door. Who's in here? It's in the vents. Door locks. There's something above me. Albert Smith. Dude, I hate what I'm hearing. They brought in the grid today. Poor thing hasn't said a word. Or is it the girl? They brought in the girl today. Poor thing hasn't said a word. She just sits there, head in her hands, sobbing and quivering. I moved her to the corner bed. Seems to have calmed her down a bit. She even smiled at me, I think. Will we be fighting these three patients and forcibly removing their bracelets? Stay tuned. I don't think it's any accident that I just got a shotgun. What do you think the puzzles represent in James's mind? I don't know. They're probably just gameplay vehicles. I don't know that I have anything profound to say about the use of puzzles in the game. I mean, I suppose some of them may allude to certain things that we don't have enough context to really fully understand. But in this room alone, just the detail. God damn. Yeah, go down there, James. No big deal. Yeah. Nothing scary or bad about that. As Silent Hills resident OSHA inspector, you got to get into every crevice to make sure everything's compliant. Oh, man. Ooh. All right, so he is a little bit... perhaps claustrophobia. It's almost like it was designed for you to land right there. Thank God. Yeah, that would be intense. That would be super intense. Hey, you know, shout out to the fine men and women and non-binary folks who work at OSHA. Our boy James is doing a great job. What's one more hole to crawl through? Say Dr. Bills. Dude, I don't know if Hippo is going to be particularly thrilled about the document storage. Just a hunch. I don't think they're going to be thrilled when they come down here and see this. Hey, look at that. Marked bracelet. Cardboard box being destroyed. Who did that? A note for me, Legs? You shouldn't have. Why won't they help me? Why did they keep me in here with him? Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Why do they keep... Please keep the noise down. You hear that? You made me discharge a firearm next to that sign. Typewriter. But in all seriousness, medical professionals, including therapists like myself, are required to store things in a way that is in line with HIPAA compliance. And you are well within your rights to ask your therapist the ways in which they store your documentation. Because this, unless there are a certain number of locks in between any other space to get into this space, like to get into this with the hard documentation, may not be particularly great. Like, there are certain rules around how things can be stored and for how long they are stored. You're always within your right to ask questions about that. If your therapist has like no answer for it, not good. Anxiety, anger, in control. Wow. Curious to know how that works. All right, how far down did we slide here? All the way down to the main level, it would seem. All right, I'll save. Why not? Yeah, if a therapist works solo practice, yeah, they have to store all your documentation in a way that's HIPAA compliant. Absolutely. Yes. It's not just if you work for a group practice or a company or anything like that. Yeah. Like my therapy practice that I own, we have to use HIPAA compliant storage. With the transition to digital, does it now expand into encryptions requirements and stuff too? Yeah, you use HIPAA compliant software. Yep. Yeah, like EHR, electronic health record platforms and stuff will all use, like they have to have HIPAA compliance in the way that they store your stuff. Um, you can get HIPAA compliant versions of things like G Suite and stuff like that as well. Video conferencing, all sorts of stuff. There's extra layers that has to be included in that in order for something to be HIPAA compliant. How does that get regulated if they're self-employed? I mean, it's technically not, but if you screw up, HIPAA's going to come bang down your door and take you for everything you have, so you don't want to mess with it. That's the thing. That's why you should ask your therapist that question. Because if you're seeing a solo practitioner and you ask about document storage and they don't have a good answer for you, that's not a good sign. You got to have your ducks in a row on that stuff. All right, L1. L1 down here. The S's are down here. But the pool. Let's try the bracelet. Can the bent needle pick the lock? No. Damn. Oh, that's right. I can call the elevator now. Actually, okay, so we came out from the lobby. All right, 2F. There's another staircase, nurse's lounge. 3F has the D, and there's L1 up there. Okay, hydrotherapy room. Brookhaven Hospital basement, tech room. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that we. So. Pool's on L1. Alright, we're gonna go back up to floor 2. See, you don't need music. I can do it. Oh, so there's not actually... Interesting, so I can't actually open that. But I can go to the 3rd level, which maybe it'll have a staircase that can get me down to the 1st level near the pool. Hey, another scary bird chasing the rabbit. Rabbit's on the run. It's almost like I'm chasing her, and she doesn't like it, and I can't say I blame her for that. I hear somebody humming. Restricted area, staff only beyond this point.
Hey, are you okay?
Go away!
Don't be afraid, I just want to talk.
You keep chasing her, James. She's gonna be spooked. She's drawn. All right, so something stands out to me here, which is that the only thing, well, I don't even know that I would say that that girl seems to be afraid of me, although I guess she does keep running away, and I can't say I blame her, but she doesn't seem to be particularly affected by the environment she's in. Like, she doesn't seem to be spooked by it. She's, granted, she may just like not have any kind of representation to suggest that this is spooky, but you would think that a little girl alone in a dark, nasty ass hospital would be spooky in and of itself, and she seems to be pretty unaffected by it and keeps drawing on the walls and stuff. Also, there's no way a child would see the monsters we've seen in this hospital and not be scared. Like, there's just no way, unless you were like raised by them. So there's only two explanations for this as far as I'm concerned. One, the little girl like is a manifestation of this environment, and perhaps is like, she either represents something or she's habituated to this environment in a particular way, like she was raised in it or something. Or two, she either sees the space of Silent Hill and this hospital differently, or she doesn't see the monsters and the dilapidation at all. So it may well be that what that little girl is walking around in is not what we're walking around in. That perhaps her version of this hospital is one that is like clean and clear and cheery and fine, and there's no monsters in it. Or the manifestations of whatever those things are different for her. So I don't know which one it is, but that's where my hypothesizing is at on that right now, and I'll be curious to see, like, as we talk more to her, I hope we get to talk to her more, see maybe if there's more to it. Like, is she part of the environment? Is she a manifestation of James's psyche? Or is she sharing this space and experiencing it entirely differently than we are? Yeah, and then that makes James the scary thing, right? Because James becomes the novel part of the environment, where he's this dude that shows up in this town and she's not familiar with him, and he's got guns, and he's just, again, he's Michael Myersing her. He just keeps lumbering through the hospital toward her despite her efforts to get away. That's pretty terrifying. Jeez. You got 3-hit combos? Okay, this floor is awful. But again, the little girl doesn't seem to be spooked by it, so... Yeah, and if she sees friendly nurses and I'm killing them all, that would be scary too. Absolutely. Like, oh, thanks. You just killed my oncologist. I can think of few things scarier. There's a serial killer loose in my palliative care hospital. Oh, man. God damn, dude. This place is not in good shape, the rooftop. Observation notes, patient number 0090. Day 1, patient transferred for observation, malnourished, shallow breathing, avoids eye contact, agitated in presence of staff, frantic at the notion of touch. Day 2, patient refuses solid food. Nasogastric forced feeding required. Serotonin antagonist administered to reduce nausea and vomiting. Day 3, patient restrained for bathing and feeding. Prepare the treatment room accordingly. Progressing malnourishment, oxygen deficiency, self-injury suspected, could not confirm. Day 4, something is very wrong. I know I already gave my whole long spiel in the last episode about that. It's just such a, man, what a brutal position. Hospitals. This is so the opposite of sterile. It's like not even funny. One F inner ward. Exam room 4. No. Okay, so there's a combo. Yeah, right, left, right, but I don't know the combo yet, so figure that out here in a minute. Oh, neat. Okay. Skull trauma from childhood fully recovered. Old fracture. This is interesting. Seems like there's another something that's supposed to go in here. Dr. Andrews, we delivered the radiographs you requested. However, it looks like the file was incomplete as one of the pictures was nowhere to be found. We'll send somebody as soon as we locate it. Let me know if you need anything else. Battle of handwritten notes. Oh, here we go. Radiograph of the pelvis. that in a minute. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I was already in here. Okay. Oh, look at that. All right, we got to find some more of these, it seems. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we got to find some more. Mmm. Old ass x-ray table. Don't let alcohol shatter your life. I'm surprised that those posters are up in an operating room. You know, like, what's the point? Alright, so we know that there's a 4 in the combo. Perhaps the delivery was made on the roof. We don't have the key for the rooftop. I will be right back. I have to pee. Okay, so I don't have any discernible way to get to Laura right now. I can only see her through that. Yeah, there's got to be at least one more. And I'm guessing we'll probably find that at, like, the pool or something. Nice. Seems like it's probably too easy that it would be up here. I'm pretty thorough when I look through all these things, so I guess that I need to go back down. Hijack. Wow. Treatment. I can't get in there. At least as far as I can tell. Oh, hell no. Nope. I also don't know the combo to get into the nurse's station. Ah, did I really not walk in here before? Okay. Maybe something happens if I put the bracelet on the hand. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I've like completely forgotten what room Maria is in. Isn't she in this room? I have totally forgotten. Oh well. We'll find her eventually. I thought she was on the second floor. But I don't know. I got more important shit to worry about. It's kind of annoying anyway. How did I not look at this earlier? Oh shit. What is that? Whoa. Okay. Well. Man, how many people were sitting on their hands and when I started this episode going, oh God, is he going to pull back the curtain? All right. One bracelet down. All right, inner ward key. So if I have an inner ward key, that would mean I need to go to the first level again. Inner ward. Utility room. And safe. Keypad. Or reading inner ward somewhere. Am I crazy? One F inner ward. Okay, one F. So 1F is hell? Alright, so we're gonna go back down to the first floor. We gotta figure out what that stupid ass needle's for. Oh yeah, okay. Maria's in here somewhere. There she is. How are we doing?
Hey. Any luck finding Laura?
Not yet. How are you holding up?
I'll be okay. Just need a bit more rest.
Is the mattress even comfortable? God damn.
James? Thanks for checking up on me. It's very sweet of you.
Yeah. Get some rest. I'll be back soon.
I mean, so we touch her. I mean, we make contact with her. She did say, like, you know, look, I'm real and I'm warm. Just very, all right. So key for 1F. This room always open? Yeah, I said I don't remember this room always being open. At least she was there. 18. God damn. It's gotta be for this door. Okay. Right in the ass. Before I was a leg man, I was an ass man. In the break room? Damn. This case bears a disturbing similarity to a situation that took place in the facility a few years back. The patient was admitted on a court order with the consent of his remaining family. His condition appeared to be improving for the first few weeks. The administered medications paired with individual sessions with a psychologist and art therapy alleviated his avolition. Okay. It's avolition, anhedonia, and social withdrawal. There was no reason for concern. They didn't even know anything was wrong until the night guard reported one of his keys was missing. When they found him, it was already too late. Interesting. I mean, I suppose to some extent we have to take the time period into account on this. Because I think what a lot of people don't understand about psychological intervention is that it's really new. I mean, medical intervention in of itself is pretty new, but like people actually understanding psychology is still very much in the infant stages of us understanding the way that the brain works. And so if this is, I mean, I guess if it's 2001, I don't know though. Like this hospital is from, like this hospital does not have 2001. Well, I guess it does have 2001 features. I don't know. I'm assuming this hospital is pretty damn old. That said, I mean, regardless, yeah, it's a lot of stuff is taking shots in the dark. So like, for example, so when we talk about avolition, for those who don't know what avolition is lack of motivation. Essentially. Anhedonia is the inability to feel pleasure. And then social withdrawal, obviously, is withdrawing yourself from any kind of engagement with other humans. Like, those are the... So, I mean, I guess there are computers and stuff in here. So, yeah, like, we're talking, like, maybe 90s or so. And even still. So... art therapy alleviating avolition, anhedonia, and social withdrawal is a bit interesting. Like the social withdrawal portion of it would make sense because if the sessions are going well with the psychologists and there's some level of breakthrough just in that regard, even just having a positive interactional experience could certainly help a person who's dealing with social withdrawal, assuming that the social withdrawal in of itself is a choice that that person is making, which is generally the approach that you would take on that for good reason or for some reason. Anhedonia is a bit of a tricky one because people with anhedonia will tell you that even when they experience something where they believe that they should derive pleasure from it, they don't. So it's like I mean, I could actually make an argument that James seems to be somewhat anhedonic in the sense that like when stuff happens to him, he just seems to be relatively unaffected. So it's like if you got a promotion at work and you're like, by the way, anhedonia, when we talk about anhedonia from a psychological sense, we're talking about pattern over time. I'm not talking about like you got a promotion from work and you were surprised that you didn't experience pleasure from it the way that you thought. We're talking about like sustained, prolonged, chronic, I just don't feel pleasure. It just doesn't happen. It's like part of that, it's like whatever part of the brain lights up when pleasure is experienced for a conventional or common person just doesn't happen for that person. So I don't know that like art therapy is necessarily a way that we would that you would treat anhedonia. Not that you couldn't, but anhedonia is tricky because if there's a biological reason why a person's not experiencing it, you certainly may look at medication as being a potential way to address it. I don't know what that is. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't dabble in medication, so don't come at me with that in the comments. But you could move a person to essentially like conceptually understand the impact that something has on them, and then it's not okay, well, let's figure out a way to feel pleasure. It may be a level of acceptance around you're not going to experience pleasure in a way that you believe you should. So what are other ways that we could recognize perhaps that something has a positive impact on you, and then develop more of a cognitive understanding of what that means? Depends a bit on the person. But in terms of avolition, that one's a tricky one for me, because I fundamentally believe that waiting for motivation is a totally futile exercise. Like, it's not about trying to find motivation for things. Now, granted, if somebody is just, laying around and really just not motivated for anything, tying that to the anhedonia would make sense. Essentially, like, there's no intrinsic psychological sensation that's leading to a person to feel whatever sense of urgency might create motivation. And so if you're not motivated by pleasure, as many people are, because you don't experience pleasure, avolition seems more like it would be more of a byproduct of whatever it is that that person's experiencing. By the way, what I'm doing right now is not the nitty gritty of it, but it's a very surface level example of how differential diagnosis is determined. Like, there are comorbidities that can happen where essentially you can have certain diagnoses all at once. And they are a mishmash of things. So, like, you might be diagnosed with like something like PTSD and depression or something like that. Like, that would be like those two things you could have diagnosed simultaneously. There's comorbidity there. So when we talk about differential diagnosis, one of the things that we're trying to figure out is there are some diagnoses where if another diagnosis is present, that diagnosis is no longer necessarily available as a potential thing to diagnose somebody with. It gets very tricky. So you have to look at symptoms, different diagnoses, and figure out which of these does a person more fit into. And if that person more fits into that, does another thing affect that? So I'll give you guys a couple, I'll give you an example that's really, I don't want to say common in my work, but it's something that I've come across several times, which is that if a person is diagnosed with PTSD and they show obsessive compulsive symptoms that are related to the PTSD, you would not necessarily make a PTSD and OCD diagnosis together. I'm not like that would be one example. There are other symptoms or moderating variables that may constrain you from making a diagnosis. An example of this being substance abuse. So if a person is actively partaking in excessive use of like alcohol or other substances, all of a sudden certain diagnoses are not as easy to make or cannot be made because we don't know whether it's the person experiencing the thing as we conceptualize it to be as far as we understand it at this point in time, or if it's being moderated by substance use. So things like this get very tricky. So the way that this is described here, we would probably look at the anhedonia as being a core driver. I haven't access to this person, so just bear with me here. It's like reading case notes of something that, like, the idea would be that anhedonia here would make the most sense. If this person is not deriving any sense of pleasure as a motivating force for whatever it is that they're doing, and perhaps that anhedonia extends into not really having any kind of emotional reaction to much of anything, it's very hard to have any kind of sense of direction around things because humans are, by and large, emotionally motivated. Pain is a physiological experience that is designed to get you to get away from whatever that thing is causing harm to you. Anxiety is a reaction to perceived risk in the environment that's designed to get you to activate in such a way that it mitigates the risk, and thus you have a better chance at survival. Happiness and a dopamine rush when you do something really cool is a physiological reinforcement factor that this thing is desirable. I felt, I'm excited about it, and it makes it so that I want to continue to do it. If you don't have that connection with those physiological experiences, yeah, you might be demotivated. You might experience something like avolition, and then that avolition might mean that you're no longer motivated to really engage in intimate relationships or meaningful relationships because you don't get anything out of it. You don't derive any pleasure from talking to people, and thus you withdraw because maybe it's more of an annoyance than anything else, or an impedance to whatever you want your daily functioning to look like. So those three things come together. I have no idea what the psychologist was doing with them. I don't know what level the art therapy had on it, but it's interesting to see that there was medication that was prescribed that very well may have raised the baseline in a particular way and made engaging with the psychologist more available, and thus you start to see a mitigation in certain of these symptoms. But then certainly something could go off the rails. We don't know. We don't have any context to understand why that would be the case. But this stuff's pretty complicated. Like diagnosis. This is why I don't want to soapbox on this too long, but this is why I personally despise things like TikTok and Facebook and stuff in terms of how people talk about mental health and diagnosis. Diagnosis is not simple. It's not something that you read an article online and you go, oh yeah, that's me, I have that. Like, there's a lot of assessment that goes into trying to determine whether somebody fits the body of criteria that's set out for how we have determined what certain mental illness is. And just because you don't necessarily fit the profile for a particular diagnosis, you can meet several of the symptomology of a certain diagnosis, but not all of it in order to trigger whether you would actually be diagnosed with it. And that doesn't make your experience any less valid. Unfortunately, right now we're at a place where people talk about diagnosis if it's something you just do. You're just like, well, no, it's depression. I have generalized anxiety disorder. But you don't know what that actually means. And you don't know how that's actually assessed. You get into a really slippery slope. So anyway, I've talked for a long time about this little note, but it's of great interest to me. So this person went out, stole keys, and it sounds like presumably killed themselves. At least that's my guess. Keypad combination note. Here we go. 8753. We'll be going upstairs to enter that code. Look at that floppy disk sitting there. At least it looks like a floppy disk. Nice little break room. That's the nicest TV we've come across in this game so far, I think. Ooh, are we coming up to the pool, perchance? What is that? God damn. These people hang up some creepy decor. We're on the other side of... Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Dude, this hospital is elaborate, to say the least. By the way, before we go in the pool room, thanks for being here. If you're watching these VODs on YouTube, I appreciate so much you following through with this and engaging with my content in any kind of way. Remember, I'm just one guy. You know, there's lots of other people that might have different things to say about the things we come across, and that's perfectly cool. I don't claim to have knowledge of the objective truth of the world. But those of you that care about what I have to say about this game and are giving it that chance, thank you. It's been really a cool journey. I'm glad to have you aboard. All right, so we can't get to the pool through the shower room. I just want to shoot this one time. See what's up here. I completely missed. There we go. Damn. Love that. All that buckshot. Not a single pellet landed. Hey, a little glimpse of the outside. We haven't had that in a while. Other than that broken ass window, I guess. Another hole to stick our hand in. Ew. What is... Ooh. Another incident with 0050. He got out of the pool and made a break for the garden, cutting himself wide open in the process. Thank God I was still here. He was completely manic, screaming. Had the orderlies, it's a word I haven't read in a long time, hold him down. Barely managed to stitch him up. He's back in his room for now, sedated. Can't wait to go into that room. Wow, actually kind of feels good to be outside. Even though I roam this garden with nightmarish versions of my sexualized wife. Come at me. Or with me. Oh, shit. What the hell was that? Who did that? This nice-ass gazebo. Okay. I would love to know the official number of assets that were used in this game. Oh, this is how you get to the pool. Okay. Oh, baby, we ready to dive in? Get your swim trunks on, Jimbo. Oh, yeah. Like individual types. Like how many different individual assets were made for this game. Okay. Just holding on to that bent needle for dear life. Oh, God. Ugh. Where you at, bug? Shoot you with the handgun ammo I just got. An arm getting sore from all those jabs yet, James? Jesus Christ, man. What do you have here? Medical tube. Bet we're gonna use that on the drain. Suck whatever's in that drain right out. Oh, we're not going in the pool. Okay. 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 And my cats are friends now. Now they're cuddling with each other. See, isn't it nicer when you're nice to each other? Instead of being dicks. Yeah. Cuddle with your butter. He's got his head on his butt and his paw over him. Yeah. You're the sweetest little cat when you're not being an idiot. Alright. Pool pump. Oh, we're gonna drain the pool. Okay, I see what we're doing. I get it. Really? Not hooking the medical tube up to that, huh? Just terrible noises. There you are. Ooh, look at you. Oh no, you're not dressed up any better than any of us. Ah, Jesus, James. You suck ass at shooting guns. Food aids mental health. High fiber fruits and vegetables, whole grain foods, healthy fats, including omega-3. No, highly processed foods, highly refined grains, red meat. It's true. Your diet does affect your mental health. There's a reason it gets brought up. It matters. Gut health is important. I realize that eating healthy food is very expensive. I'm not naive to that. But if your mental health is something that is not in a particularly good place, some of the first places to start would be trying to eat a bit healthier, trying to move your body more, personal hygiene, things like taking showers and brushing your teeth, stuff like that, very important. But what you eat absolutely has an effect on you. Absolutely. So, yes, it's expensive. It's important to maybe try to find some cost-effective ways, even if you just chip away at it. Mold remover. Okay. It's in the walls, deep inside. The mold remover gets rid of it for a while, but then the thing reappears in the exact same spots. We need to get in there, break it all down if we have to. Root it out. What is it? What What is it's in the walls? Remember to wash your hands. Yeah, they'll be even dirtier when you're done. Get your hands as dirty as the rest of this place. And I would be curious to know what they are feeding patients at the hospital. Absolutely. 5 meals for celiac disease, 7 lactose intolerant. Running low on potatoes and rice. Patient broke a whole cart of dinner plates. Need to stock up. Monday, breakfast, oatmeal with fruit. Lunch, baked beans, sausage, eggs, side salad. Dinner, pork cutlets, potatoes, and grilled vegetables. Not bad. I mean, I'm no dietitian, but it seems like a pretty decent day. Meal times: breakfast 8 a.m., lunch 12 p.m., dinner 6:30. Guests are allowed to use the canteen, the cantina in the visiting hours 8 to 8. Guests pay $3 for breakfast, $5 for lunch, and $10 for dinner. Another staticky TV. Whoa, you're still going? Get down! God damn! I wonder what happens if I shoot this TV. Interesting. I don't know what I expected. That nice individual bathroom. I guarantee you 80% of the employees in the hospital, if they're on the first floor and they have to poop, they're using that bathroom. Guaranteed. That right there, that's the poop bathroom. They are making me traverse this whole ass hospital. Dude, why? Why are you so reoccurring? I dislike that. I very much dislike that. I don't actually have to fight you either. I don't know why I just keep doing it. Wow, you do not make them flinch when you hit them, I guess. So I don't have... So let's go open 8753. She's still out. Let me guess, you guys are back alive again? No? Wait, really? Oh, must be 3, 5, 7, 8. Oh, good thing we have the mold remover. Ugh. Dude. Oh my god, I can like smell this room. Oh man. Oh. They feed me garbage and rotting meat crawling with maggots. Thick with sinew. They make me bite down. The juices, red and yellow, hit the back of my throat. I choke and I gag and I vomit till my throat is sore. Aching, throbbing tube of flesh. I push it all out, but I can still taste it. They bathe me in filth and blood and piss and bile. They gently rub human waste all over my body. My skin itches. It peels off like wet paper. I beg them to stop, but they don't listen, and they lock me up with him. He's always there, closer each time, and the rot it comes with him. It goes within. It goes within. It became me. So, alright, I gotta get out of this room. That room is terrible. It's a hard note to read. If you are a person, so, okay, a couple things to first wonder is some of that true? Maybe. The hospital absolutely could be serving not great food. That is 1,000% a chance. Like, very well could have substandard conditions. Impossible for us to know because we're in some kind of version of it that is, well, real to James, right? But we don't know if that's the case for however long ago that patient was there. But let's imagine for a second, let's give the hospital the benefit of the doubt for a minute and say that they are giving clean food and they are bathing them in a nice area and all this stuff. Trying to convince that person that the food is clean and that the environment is clean would be like trying to convince us right now as James that this hospital is sterile. If that person's reality truly is one of just abject terror as it relates to like the cleanliness of the space, and they genuinely believe that the food that they're eating is rotting, that it's disgusting, that the water they're being bathed in is filled with human filth, which to an extent it is. If you get in the bath, you got dead skin cells floating around in that water. I mean, trying to convince that person that all of this is fine isn't going to work. Again, in the same way that convincing James that this hospital is Chuck E. Cheese, he's not going to buy it. And if you keep treating James as if this is a clean hospital, that's going to make him feel even crazier because his reality is not matching up with the way that he's being treated. And this is the just unbelievably difficult task of people who work to try to assist people who have very severe psychosis that seems to be disconnected from the reality that the overwhelming majority are connecting over. So not only is all of this food disgusting and rotten, There are people that are forcing me to eat it. They hold me down to bathe me in this nasty ass water that feels so real to me. Why would people who say that they mean well, who say they want to help me, why would they force me to eat rotten meat? Am I crazy? Or are these people awful? And if you have enough people participating in your subjugation of the environment, you're going to start to believe you're crazy, or you're going to double down on your reality, and it's going to just destroy you because you're surrounded by a bunch of awful people who don't actually have your best interest in heart, and then you write about it in the way that that person did. What a terrible way to live. It's just awful. There's not necessarily a way to win there unless you have a very specific pathway to treatment to get that person engaged with the reality that seems to be the closest approximation of it based on social validation. Now, that all aside, I do wonder the extent to which that is a reference to maybe the way that Mary was dealing with being taken care of as she got sicker. I mean, I've never gone through chemotherapy, but I have to imagine that like that type of like subjugating your body to like that kind of treatment or radiation would affect your sense of taste. If for no other reason than the nausea would make food absolutely repulsive to you. Like food aversion while you're going through really awful physical illness would absolutely make sense. And like this sense that you're like rotting from within and that like you're sensitive to touch. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that gets messed with when you start having really invasive, and I don't mean invasive necessarily in a bad way, I just mean invasive in terms of like how intense it is. You start having invasive treatment on stuff and it starts to change a lot of things. So I also wonder the extent to which maybe, because you all seem to like my broad spectrum of analysis, I also wonder if that note potentially is a reflection of James and his aversion to the hospital. Did he start to get just so tired of hospital food? Tired of sitting there and paying, $10 to eat hospital food over and over, or watching his wife have to eat it, watching her bathe in a place that's not his home. Maybe he had to participate in her bathing. He's watching her just, disintegrate in front of his very eyes, and he's having to engage in all of these like hygienic behaviors that just don't really register in the same way that they typically would. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff here. How much of this is Mary? How much of this is James? How much of this is just the nature of the environment that we're in and the reality of the patients that were there? I mean, it all just gets spun around in there. But I don't know about you, but last time I was hospitalized for 3 days, and the food was okay, but I wouldn't have wanted to continue to eat it over and over again. The short answer to that question is yes, Kyer. What options of alternative treatment would there be in that patient situation? It's a bit out of my purview. Honestly, I don't work with severe psychosis, just because I'm not qualified. I'm not trained or qualified to work with severe psychosis, so I don't totally know the answer to that. I mean, I'd have to imagine that some piece of it is really working your ass off as a therapist to reach into the reality of the patient and trying to find creative ways to help soothe them within the framework of their reality instead of trying to impose yours on them. But I don't know, man. Yeah, that's why I say I admire anybody who's willing to work in this space, 'cause it's really tough. Ugh. God. Ugh. Hey, look at that. Dude, James just gets in there with his bare hands. look at that. Oh my God. Like, you're in a hospital, bro. Go grab some gloves. God, where am I in this godforsaken place? Okay. Jesus. So am I crazy, or am I theoretically able to open this by sliding that? I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. 'Huh. Spray it with the mold remover, James. There you go. 4:37:12. Ooh, it's the entrails in the glass. Oh, man. Oh. They brought him in from inside, from outside, and put him in that bed. Oh, nasty. Oh my God. Oh, there's like, oh, look at that. There's like symbols on these. Can I spray the mold remover on this? Interesting. Okay, we gotta get one more, but okay. So we gotta figure out a way to get to Laura. Drain, pool, pool pump, the eye. So I'm guessing we're gonna need to go back down there. Holy moly. I suppose. Check on Maria. Oh, wow. Hi, Julia. Hello, hello. Hey, if you're coming along with Julia, I just want to make sure I say really quick, because there's lots of you here. This is a spoiler-free run of Silent Hill 2, so I am playing this for the first time, and I'm playing it blind. I have no idea what's going on. I'm hypothesizing on the fly, so please, please, please don't spoil anything. That said, hello, Julia. Hi. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you very much. If you're coming along with Julia, I'm DrMick. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I have a PhD in human development, and this is Game Sessions with a Therapist, where I play cool games like Silent Hill 2, and I analyze the ever-living shit out of them using my therapist brain. So if you're interested in the idea of watching somebody play Silent Hill and hearing what a therapist has to say about all the psychological themes that are just this game is dripping with, then hang out for a little while and check out my YouTube channel, because my YouTube channel has the VODs. So would love to have you get caught up so that you can hang out with us. But we are a decent way into the game, so if you don't want it spoiled, you should leave. But Julia, I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thanks for bringing everybody over here. I really appreciate you. And if you're following me and you don't follow What If Julia, please make an effort to do that, because she is lovely. All right. Something going on with the pool. We are in a nasty ass hospital right now. So, if you like nasty ass hospitals, it's the place for you. This is my first Silent Hill game, yes. Never played one before, so. Konami was kind enough to send me a code for the game. So here we are. Get out of here, legs. Really? I'm gonna stand back up, huh? Not into it. Where's the rain bring you back? What's going on here? Oh, I wonder if, oh, I always forget that I can combine things. Okay, now I got a little hook. Here we go. Let's go ahead and reach down in there, eh? Medical tube with bent needle attached. Oh. Maintenance key. All right. There we go. We have fun here. This valve is for use on grid. Ugh. Seriously, live your life with the confidence of James in nasty ass liquids. This man just, wow. There it is. Nobody likes you. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. Okay, so now I'm guessing I have to rearrange these so that we have the... All right, patient file 1. Oh, it doesn't have their... Okay. Maybe I just have to line these up. It's interesting to me that this one doesn't. Okay. Take a second here to figure this out. So there's a lot of numbers on these. Okay, so we have 4, 5. Seven, 9, 2. 7, 1, 2, 6, 5. There we go. Thank you. Director's storage key. Wow. I would love to be able to see these in more detail. Oh, look at that. Okay, ooh, okay, we're not going to mess with that yet. Safe button. Okay. Shit. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this goes here. Oh no, this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. Okay. Please tell me you wrote that down, James. Okay, thank you. Good. Okay, so now that we traversed the hospital, I would like to reread this. Patient file 1, intense and unrelenting. Okay, so intense and unrelenting anxiety. Symptoms have intensified to full-blown paranoia, visual hallucinations, and increased medication. Can't be left alone. 2. Insomnia, refuses water and food. Forced feeding and hydration, bathing required. Sleep medication, constant surveillance. Sudden outbursts of aggression, visual and auditory hallucinations. Current therapy is considered effective. Unprovoked decline. What did I miss? Continue with the current therapy. Water has a calming effect. Man, I want those to be connected to some kind of thing from James's past so badly. Like some kind of clue into his psyche, and I just don't know that I have. I don't know that I have something on that. Okay, so Silent Hill, you promised me you'd take me there again someday. Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, wait a second. Whoa, look at that. Dude, look at that. There's like a fully rendered bird that you could just like so easily miss if you're not paying attention. God damn. Oh, duh. It's from the bracelets. Okay. So it's 924571. So 92 would be Moon H. Right, 924571. Okay, so 45 be circle with arrow and circle with dot. And then circle with T on the bottom. And the circle with the, okay. Really? One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. Oops. Nine, 2. I counted wrong. So, what am I doing? Why did I, what? Okay, so circle, triangle. What the hell was I thinking? Okay, doesn't matter. Boom. And the H. Oh, I know what I was thinking. I thought there were 10 symbols. That's what I was thinking. And we'll figure out what's in the safe in part 8. I know. Ooh, this is a particularly evil one. Oh, man. Thank you so much, friends, for taking the time. I know that there was not a ton of analysis on this episode. But we had to kind of fight through it. There's going to be a lot of good stuff in the next one, I'm sure. I appreciate your presence. Whether you are here live or whether you're watching the VOD on YouTube, do make sure you leave a thumbs up and leave a comment and all that fun stuff. I do appreciate your engagement. And I appreciate you telling people about the stream. If this has been a meaningful playthrough, make sure you tell people about it. Y'all are awesome. If you're binging, I'll see you right here in front of the safe in the next episode. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, I will get it out to you as soon as I can. I appreciate you immensely. You matter, and I will see you on the next one.